Hello there, welcome to Sports here on News Prime. And Accra folk have got themselves a new coach who doubles as a director of football. His name is Kim Grant. Now, Mr. Grant has promised to revive the fortunes of the club as he unveiled earlier today. Yes, Ghana player says he's ready to give his best to the club and has vowed to revive the never say die spirit of the Phobians.
Big challenge. I can easily stay that Elmina Sharks and be comfortable, but I want challenges. I've challenged myself every move I've made in my career as a player and as a coach, and I want challenging myself, and I want to really take this club forward. It's been in consolation state for a long time, and I think it's needed the right direction, the right people on the board level, right down to competent people who are able to actually bring the success that this club deserves. It's been too long, and it needs stability. And I know the history, I know the hunger this club wants, and I believe that I can bring that togetherness and that positivity and that drive to make this club successful again. And that's what's brought me to this football club, because as I said, it's the biggest club in Ghana with a huge fan base, and they desperately need success. And I believe this is a new era for the club, new direction, and it will happen. I have to remind that this is Hearts of Oak. This is one of the biggest club in Ghana. And every player that's actually going to be part of this football club or is going to come in has to wear the heart on their sleeves. That badge has got to represent every single player. And they have to realize that this is the biggest football club in the world and in Ghana, and they have to represent the club at the highest high professionalism. If they're not ready for it, then they shouldn't be at this football club. That's how it should be. And people have to start understanding this is the biggest club in Ghana, and they have to realize that Hearts of Oak, they have to represent this club at all levels.
So new club crest and a new coach and director of football for Accra Hearts of Oak. New beginnings, perhaps. Let's move on to the Black Stars of Ghana. And Andre Dedei and his brother Jordan and I have been recalled to the Black Stars team as we announced earlier in the week. That's for next week's 2019 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Ethiopia. Selwyn Saki has more in the following report.
Has invited 20 players, and obviously the talking point is the return of Andre Ayew and his brother Jordan Ayew. For the first time in a year, we have the Ayew brothers and the Samoa-Jan in the team, and for Jan, this is his second successive call-up despite his lack of game time at Kayserispor. The squad includes talented midfielder Majid Ashimeru, who's on loan at Swiss Super League side FC St. Gallen from Red Bull Salzburg. Back to form, Koja Samoa Efiakwa and Emmanuel Boateng have maintained their slots, and the Adam is the only outfield player in the books of a second-tier side to be invited for the match. Asante Kotoko goalkeeper Felix Annan, who gave a good account of himself last month in the friendly against his club, has been dropped. The coach opted for Lawrence Atisigi of French second-tier side Sochaux.
On to athletics, and the Ghana Athletics Association has opened nominations for the third elective congress, which is slated for Tamale on the 15th of December. According to Baaf Hussaini, who is the General Secretary of the association, prospective candidates can pick the nomination forms at the GA office at the Accra Sports Stadium and return them not later than November 14th, 2018. The positions to be contested are the President, Vice President, male, Vice President, female, Organizing Secretary, Deputy Organizing Secretary, and Treasurer. He also outlined the major amendments made to the Constitution ahead of the polls.
There have been a lot of amendments from the International Federation, from the IWF. You know, when this current president, Lord Sebastian Coe, took over, he did a lot of changes at IWF. First, when Lamine Diack was there, the presidency was for life, because he was there for more than 20 years. When this man came, he tried to change the terms of office, who should stand and who should not stand. So they brought three very big changes at the IWF. First, they replaced the name Secretary General with Chief Executive Officer.
Okay.
Now at the IWF we don't have Secretary General again. We have Chief Executive Officer. Secondly, they cap the age of President or Executive Board members. If you are more than 70 years, you cannot vie for any position at the IAAF.
Okay.
So it also trickled down to all the federations. And thirdly, too, they have capped the presidency to three times for 12 years. They made it not 3 times, but they said 12 years. But the 12 years it have a retrospective effect. If like for instance, this kind of executives, those who are current executives, those who have spent 8 years has 1 year to go.
Sure.
1 term to go. Those who have spent 1 term has 2 times to go. Those who have not spent any time at all have 3 times to go. So that is the changes that we have. The Congress, the last Congress I kept course, have accepted and adopted and have approved it.
Let's get into the UEFA Europa League, and there are games currently ongoing, and Arsenal, the Emirates, are locked at goalless against Sporting Lisbon. Let's check out the scorelines as they stand currently. And Bayer Leverkusen, they've done 40 minutes of the action against FC Zurich, goalless. Ludogorets also locked goalless against Larnaca, and Celtic also locked leading Leipzig by a goal to 0, Rosenborg 0, Salzburg 3, Bordeaux lead Zenit St. Petersburg by a goal to 0, Slavia Prague 0, FC Copenhagen 0, Fenerbahce 2, Anderlecht 0. Full time in that game, Dynamo Zagreb leading Spartak by 2 goals to 0. Arsenal, nearly 40 minutes of the action done, locked goalless between themselves and Sporting Lisbon. And in case you are looking for Chelsea, I'll update you on that one. But Olympiacos lead Dudelange by 4 goals to 0. Real Betis lead AC Milan by a goal to 0. Now, Genk also at full time, 1-1 between themselves and Besiktas. Malmo and Salzburg 1-1. It ended. Krasnodar beat Standard Liège by 2 goals to 1. Bate Borisov losing by a goal to 0 against Chelsea. So Chelsea getting a 1-0 victory against Bate Borisov. All right, that's it for sports. My name is Hans Mensah Ando.